Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub, Pub Sports Radio, Wednesday, March 8th. Ian Cameron, Dutch Boy, Fresh Billy Briz, ready to break down the Wednesday NBA slate. I know it's March Madness. I know college basketball, wall-to-wall, college hoops, day and night, today, tomorrow, right through to Selection Sunday. But don't forget about the pro ranks. Don't forget NBA is still going on day by day, and we're here to break down the 7 games tonight. We'll start with Washington hosting Atlanta. We've got the Hawks 3-point road favorites, 236 being the total here in this game tonight. Interesting matchup here. You've got the Atlanta Hawks, who got it done by the hooker for me the other night. Plus 2.5 against Miami. They were up, most of that game. They could not protect the lead in the fourth quarter. Miami comes back for the 130-128 win over the Atlanta Hawks. Washington, meanwhile, they beat Detroit 119-117 in their last game to snap a mini 2-game losing streak. Atlanta now off 2 consecutive losses. We'll see if they are able to bounce back here against this Washington Wizards team. These teams have played just once this year. Washington got the better of Atlanta in the ATL. In fact, it was just a little over a week ago, 119-116 in favor of Washington. I think Atlanta might be the side here. I'm waiting to see who their lineup is. You always have to worry, but it looks like they've got everybody healthy and everybody good to go tonight. Marcus Morris for Washington, Monte Morris, I should say, questionable for tonight with a back issue. He's missed 6 straight games, but other than that, they're fully healthy. I like the revenge angle for Atlanta. They're laying a short number. I'll take Atlanta here, -3. It's been an over series history, so I agree with the total going up here in this game as well. Dutch, what do you think here? Any thoughts? Anything you like? Atlanta, Washington.
Yeah, man. Real quick, salute to the ladies, gents, and D-gents for tuning in. You already know it's all love. Be sure to hit that like button like I'm hitting this plane of motherfucking pie face. Get you right where you need to be. Yeah, man. Mike in, Pimp Slap Play of the motherfucking day. I see my dude, Bo Jackson. I see you, my guy, Winter Circle. I like this game, man. I really do like Atlanta here. I think they're healthy off a 2 loss from South Beach. They, like as you mentioned, Murray hit that shot at the end for the boys to cover on whoever backed Atlanta there. But yeah, man, they lost both games in South Beach. Bobano touched on it. Just did lose recently to them at the crib. And prior to that, they beat them 3 straight times. I think really, you got a team in the Wizards who played a basketball game last night, and it honestly was an actual basketball game against the B squad Piston team, maybe even the fucking C squad of the Pistons. They did get it done, but a close, competitive basketball game. Wouldn't you be surprised if we see somebody sit tonight for the Wizards? But I definitely think Atlanta at -3 is good money.
I think the spot makes sense. I think the price is right. And again, they just lost at the house to Washington. I think payback tonight. What do you think here, Billy?
Yeah, it sounds all good to me, man. The Wizards barely squeaked out that game last night versus the Pistons. I got the first quarter in the full game, but I couldn't get that first half in full game. Opening line for this game was actually 7.5 for Atlanta Hawks, and I somewhat kind of agree with that opening line. Second meeting between these two teams, first meeting, Washington won 7.5. That was about 8 days ago. I think the Hawks are going to get revenge here, and I think the -3 is good money here, player prop wise. I just want to check, make sure the number's cool on it. Plus 105 today for Clint Capella, double-double.
Yep.
He has a double-double in 6 out of his last 7 games versus Daniel Gafford. So good little spot here for Clint.
Yeah, and I like points and rebounds, assists over on Capella as well. Porzingis, by the way, he's gone over lately, 5 straight games. His props for let me just see. There was a prop that he's gone over in 5. Yeah, points and assists for Porzingis has gone over in 5 straight. And I'll throw another one out there too. Reddish, over rebounds and assists. He's averaging 8, and the number's only 4.5. So there's a big difference there. Good value there.
Yeah, real quick. I did want to say Atlanta does play the Wizards too. Or I should say the Wizards have Atlanta on deck in a couple nights too. So maybe Atlanta DC looks a little bit more focused on that game, being tired against there as well. Shout out to DC Sports Breaks with the fucking $4.99 dono. Let's smack them, my dude. Let's smack them.
All right, good stuff. We appreciate it. DC Sports Breaks, thank you very much for the $4.99 dono. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Thank you for joining us. Make sure, as always, you hit that like button and show your love for the show and the channel. All right, next up, we've got Cleveland, Miami. Cleveland, 2-point road favorites, 215 the total in this game. The Miami Heat battled back, as we just talked about, to get past Atlanta the other night. Cleveland, how about the big win for them against Boston in overtime, 118-114, a back and forth wild affair that was, and the Cavaliers get the job done at home against Boston by 4. But now they go on the road, and we know this has been a bit of a different team. The Cavaliers just 13-19 on the entire season away from Cleveland. So a little bit more of a struggle for them. Miami with the back-to-back victories against Atlanta, as I mentioned. Again, a Heat team that they've been battling a lot of injuries throughout the course of the season. But when you look at them tonight, probably as healthy as they've been. I mean, are they going to miss the two old geezers? I don't know. Lowry and Love? I don't think so. Love might end up playing. We'll see. He's a game-time decision, but actually he will play. He's been upgraded to probable with the rib injury, but the players that matter are all healthy now. Hero, Butler, Bam, Gabe Vincent. What a game the other night, by the way. He's the reason they pulled through, and it pissed me off because I had Vincent, props in that game, and Spoelstra didn't play him down the stretch. It's because Oladipo was playing his tail off in that game. It's kind of angered me with Vincent props, but give Oladipo credit. Turned back the clock, had a hell of a game coming off the bench for the Heat the other night. So this is a tricky game. I think Cleveland's still the better of these two teams, but laying points on the road with them, I can find better things to do, better bets to make. So I'm off this game. Dutch, what about you? Cleveland, Miami. You're muted.
My fault. Wifey won't stop choking on the motherfucking pie face. Shout out to our guy Tone Miggs in the building. Mean Green Sports Picks as well. I see you, my dude. Yeah, man. This game I initially wanted to be. I see our boy DC is on the Cavs here, and I wanted to be on the Cavs. I really did. I think Miami's suspect as fuck. But then I kind of look, man. They did impress. They did find a way to win both games in Atlanta. And then they beat Cleveland fully healthy in Cleveland here late the last month of January, last day of January. It's a little over a month ago. They beat them in Cleveland, as I mentioned, with D. Mitch and all of them healthy. So I don't know, man. I don't really trust it. I don't like this game as much. Another thing that made me stay off this game is they do play Miami again in 2 nights. So a little tricky situation here. I prefer Atlanta a little bit more than Cleveland here in this situation.
All right, good stuff. Billy. He's muted now.
My bad. I'm watching this ACC game. My bad. In the background, the Heat have won back-to-back games, but they've struggled of recent. 3-11 ATS last 14 games, 9-22-2 ATS at home, and NBA worst 23-40-3 ATS record, 36% cover and rate. The Cavs have been playing better on the road, 5-2 ATS last 7 road games, and 3-1 straight up in ATS last 4 games, 10-4 straight up in their last 14 games. Good court form. I like the Cavs here in this spot, but somewhat of a tricky line. And also with Dutch, they play again in a couple of days. So maybe we learn a little something about this game first.
All right, good stuff. Next up here, we continue along. We've got Portland and Boston. Boston laying a big number here, 10-point home favorites, 230 is the total in this game. In theory, a bounce-back spot for the Celtics after a tough loss on the road in overtime to Cleveland on Monday night. We'll see if they can bounce back from that. Portland, meanwhile, back-to-back road wins for them, albeit Orlando's not bad, but Detroit not saying a whole lot beating them, but they did 110-104 in that game. I do question their ability to compete, though, against better squads away from home because Sacramento, Golden State, Atlanta, road games in the last few weeks, they were double-digit dogs in one of them against Sacramento, and they were big dogs in the others, and they got blasted by double digits. So it kind of feels like Boston here with the smackdown on this Portland team, a Portland team that's still on their best night. When they play someone that can fill up the basket or a team that can really get going offensively, they have their issues. No doubt. They gave up 138 to OKC, 126 to Washington, 133 to Sacramento, 123 to Golden State, 129 against Atlanta.
I think Nurkic is playing tonight, though.
Yeah. Let me just actually, that's a good point. He's upgraded to game time decision from the looks of things. Questionable right now, the latest update. with the calf injury, but he's been upgraded from doubtful to questionable. So that's a sign that there's a potential he's going to be good to go tonight for the Blazers in this game. So we'll see if they can bring a better defense here. But I'm kind of looking more than anything at a team total. That's what I'm going to target. I'm going to start doing this rather than screw around with -9.5 or 10 with Boston. I think the team total is what I'm going to target instead. It's 120.5 right now with a Celtics team total. I like that. That's the look for me that I like quite a bit here rather than laying the 10. The team total is a better route for me. What do you think here in this one, Dutch? Portland, Boston.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Lucky Power in the building. JB Brown, Carolina Capper. I see you, my man. Razor sharp picks in the building, man. Razor sharp picks. Hey, I'm so locked in right now, and say what you will. I'm sure motherfuckers talk a lot of shit, but I didn't even know this madness was going on yet. I thought it didn't start yet. That's how much I just give a fuck about the NBA right now. Okay, but hopefully all y'all enjoying and winning some college hoops right now. But yeah, this game, man. Fuck. This pie face strong. What game is this? Oh yeah, I like this game. The Celtics. I like the Celtics here -5.5 first half, -115. I would lay the wood -10, like our boy Nets Bets probably will do here. But I think they'll get it over early. I really do here. I think they're angry as fuck. It's a spot situational play here. You got Portland who's been traveling as well. You got Boston who's just got to be fucking embarrassed. I mean, they were. Another thing, they've been up each and every one of these games by double digits that they've lost 3 straight, most recently in Cleveland, at the crib, healthy. Man, they should blow them the fuck out. I'm not mad at the 10, but I think 5.5 -115 is good money, man. They're 2-12 ATS last 14 games. The Blazers are on the road against a winning home basketball team, which obviously the Boston Celtics are. We got nasty motherfucking Nate, Mr. Trifecta in the building. And that is in full effect tonight, I do believe. But give me the 5.5 first half, -115.
All right, Billy, what do you like here?
I'm actually on the other side of you guys here. I like the Blazers here in this one. The Blazers have a they're on the 3-game out of their 6-game road trip, first meeting of the year for these two teams. The Celtics will be hungry for a win after dropping 3 straight games, but they're only 5-7 this year as a double-digit favorite, which isn't the best number to really back. It's really hard to trust them at big chalk numbers. Portland's 3-0-1 in their last 4 meetings in Boston, still fighting for their playoff lives. The under's 4-1 in the Trailblazers' last 5, and the over is 8-3 in the Celtics' last 11. And that's really a summary of how the Celtics have been out of rhythm since the All-Star break. They're -2.9 point differential since the All-Star break. Marcus Smart shooting 36% with assists nearly cut in half since the All-Star break, and Tatum has a -43 ± since the All-Star break here. So that's giving me the numbers here that I'm taking the points here with the Blazers.
All right, liking the points here with it. It's a lot of points. That's why I like the team total. Hopefully Dutch gets the first half. I get the team total. You get Portland full game. Everybody's happy. That could
we
actually
could all win here.
Yeah.
And let's take a moment, Bobano. You see Razor's action down there?
I do, yes.
Yeah, what do you think about that?
Sixers to win it all. Sixers have the talent to do it. There's no question about that. I don't know. I still like Milwaukee ahead of them. I probably even still like Boston. I think it's Boston or Milwaukee to me still ahead of Philly, personally.
Yeah.
In the East.
I love Razor.
I think Milwaukee's doing it. I love the look of that Bucks team. I think.
Yeah, I do. I love Razor. So since he put 5K on it, I mean, shit. I hope I guess Giannis got to get hurt, and one or JB or Tatum got to go down for the Sixers to come out of the West or the East. In my opinion, bro, I'm just being real. But that's a juicy bet. What about the Sixer kid, man? What about it, Billy? You like it? At
the end of the day, we're asking a team with James fucking Harden on it to get to an NBA final.
You got to take the bet to make it to the Eastern Conference Finals, not the NBA Finals, because you know how that goes in Philadelphia this year.
It's juicy though, 60 motherfucking K. I know one thing: he will be talking that shit if it goes down to Philly town, boy.
Yeah, I'll let you know I won't be in attendance, and they ain't gonna get me this time. Y'all got me with the Eagles and the Phillies and shit like that, but I will not be in attendance this time. I'll be.
Well, the good thing if they make it to the finals, he could hedge. So
Man, who's hedging, man? Hedges for pussies.
Hedging for garbage.
Razor's hedging that with 60K. I'm pretty sure, but maybe not. I would for sure in the NBA. My fault, Bobano. My fault.
No, I mean definitely 60,000. I'd hedge maybe a little potentially, but I'm not a big hedger either. I don't like doing that, honestly. Just say let it go.
If I thought that shit was right the first time, I'm not gonna hedge out.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not hedge out. I mean, it's 60. It's 5 into 60. I mean, come on, man. You know
it's locking in profit. It's locking.
You can literally instead of hedging, you can literally have that future bet and bet against the Sixers every time they play. Probably still be up.
Look what I started.
Well, that's the thing too. It depends on the amount that you might win. You know, with a 60,000 windfall, you know that might be the type of futures bet that, hey, maybe we should hedge a little bit or lock in some profit.
Be realistic, bro. I'm hedging something. Anything can happen in this gambling world, especially in the NBA, man. Come on now.
Definitely. All right, next up.
You might pull a good out on Instagram, man.
I like the profit, man.
That is. Put some cash in your pocket. I could see it for sure. Dallas, New Orleans. We got Dallas 2-point road favorites, 234. The total here in this game. Total being hammered up here in this matchup. I'll tell you what, the Mavericks, you know, is they're still trying to get, you know, everything, you know, all the chemistry worked out with Luka and Kyrie. There's no question about that. It's a work in progress for them, but slowly but surely, you know, you're seeing some signs. They beat Philadelphia. That was a good win for them. They fell short against the Phoenix Suns, but, you know, clash of the Titans. There's no shame in losing that game. Utah, the last game, they got the job done. We'll see if they keep that going here. I kind of lean Dallas here. I just don't really like much of anything right now at the Pelicans. It's been a brutal stretch, 3-7 straight up, 3-7 against the spread, back-to-back road losses on this trip against Golden State, on the trip against Golden State, Sacramento, the road trip. Now they're back home, and you know how I feel about those spots, home game off a road trip. So I could only take Dallas. Their road record's a little shaky, but New Orleans is just not a team I'm looking to back, you know, at this point in time. I think the over could be the play here. You're looking at it. I know New Orleans has been trending under, but Dallas's defense, I still think with Kyrie there, their defense still is trying to work out some kinks. They're not as good at that end of the floor. We've seen 3 of the last 4 meetings go over. So lean Dallas, but I might get there too over the total as well. What do you think here with this one, Dutch, Dallas, New Orleans?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy, man, Bear Pig. AOD in the motherfucking building. And I think Don played, man. I want to say yesterday, I think he was the one, man. You know, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but he said the Hornets were going to win yesterday. So shout out to that motherfucker, man. God damn, who's seen that coming? Plus 10 dog went outright in New York. Good call on that. Might not even been him, but I think it was. But yeah, man, this game right here, honestly, I think it's the Pelicanos, man. But I'm not going up against Luka and Kyrie here. I'm not. And if you like Dallas, I'd probably look early. They did play, obviously, yesterday. But I think the Pelicanos, man, I think it's a spot for him right here. They beat him twice already in this new year. The Mavericks have. It's going to be hard to beat a team 3 times, I think, here. And Dallas, I think, is top heavy and will tire down eventually. So I think I'm not betting the Pelicanos here, but I do think the +2 is value.
Yeah, definitely that is what's going to keep me off Dallas this too as well, the back-to-back situation. What do you think, Billy?
I'm with Dutch, man. I think the Pelicanos are the spot, and I think I want to put the ticket in my pocket. It seems like Dallas, you know, this is a tough back-to-back situation for them. We're getting the +2.5 for a team that's been 1-4 1-6 ATS their last 7 games, and they're only +2.5. I feel like the books are telling you everything you need to know. I think the Pelicans are the home dog that you need to have in your pocket tonight. I'm on the Pellies tonight.
All right, liking the Pelicans here, certainly from a spot perspective, it's definitely not a bad one for them. We'll see if they can take advantage of it. Oklahoma City and Phoenix. We've got Phoenix 13.5-point home favorites, 233.5 the total here in this game. We've certainly got the Thunder coming into this game feeling obviously quite good after what we saw last night, beating Golden State 137-128. That's 3 straight wins and covers, but it is back-to-back now. I can't for the life of me figure out how Golden State just continues to be just pathetic on the road. And again, last night, as Oklahoma City beats them and puts a 137 spot on the board. I think this game goes over. I mean, we're starting to see, you know, Phoenix in particular, the last couple of games really start to get things charged up offensively. You know, KD is going to start getting comfortable. He had 20 in the game against Chicago. The game against Dallas, he put up 37 in that game. as well. So, yeah, 36 for Booker. I mean, that duo, finally a couple games under their belt, chemistry developing, cohesion starting to gradually come together. So I think definitely that's a good sign for Phoenix here. I like this total to go up and over here, 233. Both teams kind of trending that way. OKC has been pretty much a strong over team all season long, but they're feeling it right now offensively. The only thing that would concern me is, do we get maybe Shea sitting tonight? I'm just worried about that a little. It looks like he might be. So that would definitely temper some enthusiasm here for that. But still, I think it could get there with the over. I certainly think Phoenix, if they want to, they could hang a crooked number here on the Thunder, who are playing on the back-to-back here tonight. What do you think in this one, Dutch? Thunder Suns.
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Rez Mob in the building. Good to see BJ, Chicago kid, Jacqueline, beautiful young lady. Good to see her as well. Rance, I see you, my dude. Yeah, I do not give a fuck about this basketball game. I honestly think Phoenix is going to blow them the fuck out. Bo Jackson says, KD's first home game. They're going to be hyped. KD's been efficient as fuck. It's the KD and Book show, baby. They're going to pick their number. But I'm not going to the window with 13, so I might as well not talk about it.
Yeah, I agree with that. Definitely this will be a spot where normally maybe in the course of a long season, Oklahoma City comes to Phoenix. Phoenix is disinterested. I would think not tonight with this, you're right, being KD's first home game since being acquired from Brooklyn. What do you think here, Billy? Muted.
I get it. The Thunder on a 3-game win streak. They look really good last night versus Golden State, but we're not going to see the same Thunder team tonight, potentially without SGA and Williams, who's currently second in the rookie category for this week for MVP, because he's been hooping of recent. I don't think they're going to have those two boys tonight. I think they're in tank mode, and the books have our hands folded at this 13.5. First backwood of the day.
All right.
I am right there with our guy Bo Jackson, though, in the chat's 100% true. Isaiah Joe over points. I'm already eyeing that with SGA. He is definitely out Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and yes, he becomes much more of a usage player and a scorer that they count on without Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's only 15.5 for Isaiah Joe over points. I like that prop definitely with no SGA
What book are you seeing that number at? Because I looked on Bet365 because I was looking on FanDuel, and then FanDuel was trying to be a little bit scummy with me, but I think Bet365 is getting the deposit today.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good number there. You're right. FanDuel's been really dicking people around lately. It's with taking props off the board, adjusting numbers, and they can't bet shots on goal props for certain teams now in the NHL. It's not right. I don't like what they're doing there with, but it is what it is. They don't. Sometimes when someone's winning too much, they put the old kibosh on them.
What they say.
Kibosh, as Kramer would say. Huh?
You know what they say, but Bano, go play somewhere else.
Yep, exactly. Well, that's the good news. We'll always find other spots. No doubt about that. All right, we got Chicago, Denver. Denver, 9-point home favorites here, 225 the total in this game. The last time Denver played at home against Toronto, it turned into the Scott Foster frickin' show. At the end of that game, I couldn't believe
Scott Foster's reffing tonight in New Orleans, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. Maybe he'll eject someone out of that game too for no reason. But that's another story. But nevertheless, we've got Denver here tonight, coming off the win against Toronto. Very, very disappointed that it took a long time for them to get going, but they won, but they fell short, laying 6 in that game. They won by 5, 118, 113. Still, they've been very good at. They've certainly been awesome straight up at home. They are laying a big number here, but can you trust Chicago? They just lost 2 in a row to the Pacers and the Suns on their home floor. Going on the road now, it's not easy to trust this group. They've only covered twice in the last 8 games. You look at the last meeting in Chicago back in November. It was 126-103 for Denver. They just destroyed this Bulls team in that game. I think Denver's the right side here. It's just a question of, do you want to lay 9 here in this game? And it is worth noting here, it's just Javonte Green, it looks like, out. Beverly, Caruso, Levine, DeRozan, Vucevic, the starting 5 for Chicago. MPJ's a game-time decision, but he was the other night too, and I expect he'll play tonight in this game as well. So, yeah, Denver pass for me, but I got to admit, I'm not exactly rushing to lay a big number like this. What do you think here, Dutch?
Yeah, man. Shout out to Ray Charles. I see you, my dude. Liking Levine over 25.5. He's smooth. He's attacking. I like Levine a lot when he's dialed in. One Time Sports, I see my dude. This line here is pretty sharp, I think. Vucevic talking about, they had hope, but now, it didn't look not really a comment you want to hear, someone you want to be backing, put money on. It pretty much seemed like he giving up. Like there's not much hope left. Like, damn, okay, bro. They pretty much throwing in the towel, Chi-Town. So, but Denver does start off slow. So if you have patience, you probably get a live spot on this basketball game. Chicago come in, feeling themselves a little early, and then reality will hit that Denver's deep as fuck. They're in altitude, and Denver does what they usually do and find a way to win at home. So I wouldn't rush to lay the 9, to be quite honest with you. I would maybe just sit back, kick back, and get him second quarter. Our guy Babano's muted. It's
sorry about that. I realized George Mason beat Richmond. Yes, I'm happy about that.
Everybody's on that college shit, bro.
It's conference tournament week here.
As long as you're winning,
I don't
man,
get with the time.
That's a beautiful thing.
I'm with you though. I'm with you though.
I didn't know that.
As long as you're winning, because I know some people took that money line and looking at themselves like a fucking bubble in a cloud right now. Like, damn, man, I took George Mason.
Yeah,
because I learned my lesson yesterday about Richmond. I bet that first half under, and that shit was a sweater. Had the turtleneck on immediately.
Yeah.
I know UNC got to win the damn tournament, the ACC tournament, damn near to get in this motherfucker, right?
They do. They pretty much do. I think they have to. I think they got to win the whole damn thing. I don't think there's any way they get in the tournament without winning the ACC tournament.
The other night was like probably it was definitely the first full college basketball game I watched, the Duke Carolina game, and court they fell short. So I was like, fuck, man, they got to win the tournament, man. Pressing this fucking Chapel Hill.
Yep, I know. That's for what they've got on that team. That's embarrassing. They're even in a spot where they got to win their conference tournament out, and they're not even close to an at-large without it. What do you think here, Billy?
Yeah, I like Denver here in this game. The Bulls are 0-6 ATS last 6 road games, 0-4 ATS last 4 games overall. The Nuggets are 20-8 ATS last 28 home games and 7-2 ATS last 9 games overall. The Bulls are 4-10 ATS last 14 games in Denver. Denver's one of the better home teams in the NBA right now, currently 23-11 ATS this season. And I like Denver first quarter here, minus the 2.5. The Bulls are 1-7-1 ATS on the road versus the West in the first quarter. So sets up for a Denver first quarter spot here. Get in, get out.
Get in and get out. All right, good stuff. Next up, final game of this Wednesday slate. Toronto Raptors, LA Clippers. Clippers 2.5-point home favorites, 229 the total in this one. That was a terrific rally by the Clippers in their last game against Memphis. Memphis was without Ja, I believe, that night. Yeah, they had no Ja Morant that night. Clippers won 135-129. They were trailing much of that game, and then it became Kawhi Leonard late. Paul George had a massive game. Which we'll see if they can keep this rolling here. But they've not been good from a point spread perspective, the Clippers. Even though, they've won some games, they had lost 5 in a row going into that win against Memphis. They are just 1-5 ATS in their last 6 games. We'll see how they fare here tonight against the Raptors. They're only laying 2.5 here. It kind of feels like there's some value on the Clippers, but they've just not been covering numbers. Norman Powell's still out for them. Raptors are fully healthy, by the way, and you could argue they could have and maybe should have beat Denver. They played a great game against the Nuggets the other night. They just couldn't hold the fort late. And then with a 1-point game late, Scott Foster decides it's going to be the Scott Foster show. His games are ridiculous. If it's a close game and he's the official late.
He's looking out for the homies, Babano.
Yeah. You know what it's going to be a million replay reviews. He's going to have that silly look when he looks into the camera, makes the announcement. It's going to be a million timeouts, a million reviews with Foster. He'll make
all I got to say is
call or non-call.
Scotty Barnes better be careful about how he's answering these post-press conferences, because the way he was answering that shit, he sounded like a dumbass, and he's about to get executed out of the league. Ja Morant shit. You follow the script, young man, and you sit down and you let Scott Foster do what he does, because they're asking him questions and he was stumbling.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, they were putting him through the old, torture chamber there with the questioning. Yeah, the cross-examination there. after that game the other night. So I don't know how Toronto responds. They got to feel pretty good about the effort against Denver, and they are healthy. Say what you will, and they can be they're capable of losing to anybody, and they're capable of beating anybody. That's the Raptors, especially when they're healthy with Van Vliet, OG, Barnes, Siakam, and Pirtle's been amazing for them since they got him back from San Antonio. So that might be a good prop. Double on Pirtle points and rebounds. He's just been all over the place since joining Toronto. I think I will bet some Pirtle props here. You know, I'm not a big fan of the big man for the Clippers, Zubats. I think he's pretty soft, but nevertheless, I think, yeah. So as Pirtle, I think props are good. I have nothing really much on the side here. Clippers are just not in good enough form to lay points with them. But I don't want to take Toronto here because I do think the Clippers are still the better team. What do you think here, Dutch? Raptors clip?
Yeah, man. Shout out to our guy Chill Will, DK in the building. Star Child, I see you, my dude. Yeah, man. He liked the Clippers first quarter. It is what it is. I like the Clippers full game. I'm like, you can't be scary here. I think, they beat them December 27th in Toronto. Kawhi Leonard had 15 points in that basketball game. They beat them by 11 outright. The Clippers did. Kind of a putrid game really all around. No one did anything, and they still beat them in Toronto. Siakam had 36 in that game. Now they got to travel. They played, obviously, 2 games in D.C., a tough basketball game. They could have won, as you mentioned, in altitude in Denver, and now travel to L.A. Man, the Clippers got 2 days off, chilling. Finally had a win with Russ in the building. Finally got a W. So I think, they're healthy right now. I like Zubac being back. I think it allows, you're going to get additions of Plumlee from the bench now, which you always have a big man out there doing something, which they really do lack. I like the Clippers here, man. They're gonna put it on. I think Toronto here. They don't really need to though. It's like -2. I like it. It's a good number here, small number. I think they win this basketball game at the crib. And I will say I get it though because it's the Clippers, man. I'm not even supposed to be betting them, but honestly, this line stood out to me last night, so I gotta, and then I break it down, and it's even better. So
yeah, I totally get it. They look, they're still a better team on roster wise than Toronto. It's a short number, but they've just been ridiculous right now. Some of these losses, some of these failed covers that they should win this game, but it doesn't all. What should happen doesn't always happen, especially in this league. What do you think here, Billy?
Yeah, you might want to clip this one because this is probably the first time you hear me say this in a long time. I like the Raptors in this game here.
Wow.
The Clippers are 1-5 ATS last 6 home games and 1-5 ATS last 6 overall. The Raptors are 6-2 ATS last 6 games versus a team with a winning record and 5-1 in their last 6 games after allowing 100 points or more in their previous game. And they're 6-2 ATS last 8 meetings in LA. I think the Raptors can pull this one outright money line. Haven't really been too impressed by the Clippers since the All-Star break, and the Raptors are playing better basketball right now. And I think they pull this one out on the road. They got a couple of things going for them here in this game, and the line feels really short for a Clippers home team. If this was the Raptors at home, what would this be? 4 or 6 points in their favor. So give me the Raptors here.
All right, liking the Raptors here, Billy Briz. In this one, they're getting around 2.5, 3 right now against the Clippers. All right, good stuff. That's
I was in the Lakers money line last night. It says Billy was on the Grizz last night. I don't know if you was smoking too much ganja, if you was dissected, but if you was dissected correctly, everybody said the Lakers money line, and we all tweeted that bitch out. We all cashed at the window.
Yeah, it was a good call last night. Lakers, like I say, the Lakers are playing with some purpose now. They want that. At least they want to try to get into this play-in at the very least, and they've been better ATS. So we're cooling it. We're pumping the brakes on the Laker hate and the Laker ripping this team like we were earlier. And the Powell. Someone said that Powell did not deserve to have his number retired. I mean, and because he said Kobe did all the work. Kobe did all the work with those Laker teams. What? Powell did nothing? No, he deserved that. I thought totally.
If you watch that shit, they were good, but Powell put them over the top.
Yeah,
it was a gift from Jerry West.
Yeah,
and he knew what he was doing.
I think it was just someone on the Laker Facebook said that. Someone made that comment. It's like, you're just saying that to stir up shit and cause a ruckus. Probably you can't honestly believe that he doesn't.
We'll keep it real. He's not like a Laker great. I mean, they got unbelievable talent. Pau Gasol was really good for the Lakers.
For the
I'm looking
contributions
like
he
them.
made to those teams, I think he deserved it.
And he
Yeah,
won the
is he
championship, bro.
Kobe and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar and Magic and all those greats from the past? Is he as good as them? No.
No.
But come on, he's. I think it's a nice gesture for someone that had a lot of good years there in LA with the Lakers, in my opinion. So I didn't have any problem
He's
with
right
it.
behind
Some people
James
did, I
Worthy's
didn't.
ass.
Yeah, exactly. All right, good stuff. That's the Wednesday card. Hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button. 193 live viewers on YouTube. Hit that like button. We appreciate it very much. College basketball, I know everyone's into that right now. And we'll have the Net Profit Show at the top of the hour, Connor Mack and yours truly, and we'll break down the rest of the Wednesday college basketball conference tournament action starting at 5 p.m. Eastern. We'll be back with Best Bets, Dutch's Freshest Look, coming right up, right after we hear from Manscaped and Southtown 101. All right, Southtown 101. When you're in San Antonio, Texas, stop in. Great food, drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, Southtown 101, and manscaped.com. Promo code PubSports, 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com using the promo code PubSports. Before we get, this is a travesty, what I'm seeing right now from our guys in the chat just now. Matty Ice saying, great show. Hope you're all well. Fighting a Twitter ban. Shaking. Who's banning Matty Ice? From Twitter, on Twitter.
What the fuck did he do?
What did he do? He's the nicest guy you'll ever meet, probably. He sounds like it. What the hell could he have possibly done to deserve that, to get that kind of treatment? Come on, Elon, wake up. Let's go. Let's get moving here.
He said, come on, Yeah, shout out to the tape play of the day.
Yeah, tape play of the day and Matty Ice. Let's fix this shit. He shouldn't be banned from Twitter. Give me a break. Come on, let's fix this. All right. Anyway, Best Bets, Dutch's Freshest Look. Dutch, what do you got for Freshest Look?
Yeah, man. Freshest Look, man. We're going to Beantown. Leprechauns. Early and often. We're going -5.5 first half, -115. It's good money.
There you go. I liking those Leprechauns. The Celtics, early first half against the Blazers for Dutch with his Freshest Look. Billy Briz, best bet.
Yeah, we got a two-piece for you here. First one I'll give you as a prop. Didn't really touch on this one too much, but favorite prop today, Jamal Murray, over 2.5 3-pointers. 2 3-pointers tonight will break the franchise record for Jamal Murray tonight, so we're riding with him. Chicago allows the second most 3-pointers to the guard position, and he's over 7 out of his last 9 career games versus Chicago here, so we're riding with Jamal Murray's 3-point prop. And then favorite spread of the day, we're going to Beantown. Dutch, I hope you cash because we're taking Portland full game +10.
There you go. Everybody's and I've got the team total on Boston. So, like I said, this can work. We can get Boston up by 6 at halftime. We can get Portland to lose by 8, and Billy covers, and we can get Boston to win like 124 to 116. And there we go. And my team total hits. So there's a way everybody can be happy with this game here tonight. So that's the way we're going about it here in this one. All right. Best bet for me here tonight on this Wednesday card. Let me just see. There's a couple down to a couple of sides that I like. I'm going to end up going here with the Atlanta Hawks here to get the job done. And now that it's -140 on the -135 actually on the money line. So let's roll with that here. Atlanta Hawks -135 against Washington. They were good to me the other night against Miami for a best bet on the Monday Pub Hub show. Coming right back to them tonight. Atlanta money line -135 against Washington for a best bet. That'll wrap it up. Thanks to everyone for joining us. Hit the like button. We got the college basketball show 15 minutes from now. Make sure you join us for that. And tomorrow on this show, it'll be Dutch hosting alongside, of course, Ski Profit and Durrell. So make sure you join us on the Thursday edition of the show. That's it for Billy Briz and Dutch, I'm Ian Cameron. Have a great Wednesday night. Enjoy the games and good luck. We'll talk to you again tomorrow for the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. Salute to the real ones holding us down in the chat. Our guy Mike M, DK, Bo Jackson, David, D Mills, and the motherfucking building. Matty Ice, as always. Be sure to like, subscribe, and share the motherfucking video. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest. Yeah, man.